The joys of internet streaming. Hello everyone, welcome back to another Planet Master video. I am gonna go ahead and talk your head off today with more Planet Master stuff. Anyway, before I get started, there's a lot of things going on the screen right now. You may be wondering what the heck is going on. Don't worry, I'm gonna go ahead and address those things, but let's just go ahead and get things out of the way first. For everyone so far that has left really nice comments on all the Planet Master stuff, thank you so much. It's very appreciated. And I want to remind you guys that I already made 2 videos for Planet Master. If you haven't checked them out already, please do so. Maybe you stumbled upon this video thinking, oh, this guy's talking about Planet Master. I saw it on the Google Play Store. What is this video all about? You might get a little bit confused because I'm going to jump right into the deep end with this particular video, because I intended to make this video for players of Planet Master who have already advanced quite far into the game. That's why I titled it Advanced Endgame. So feel free to check out the other 2 videos that I made. It should show up on the suggestions side on the there we go. It should show up on that side of YouTube, but if it doesn't, go ahead and click on my channel. You will see them. They should be the 2 previous videos I made to this one. All right, with that out of the way, the rumors of my death have greatly been exaggerated. Yes, I am alive and kicking, and more importantly, I have been playing Planet Master, and I still love it. So much, in fact, that I decided to make another video. So this one is going to be very long. I'm going to go over a lot of different stuff because I only make these videos once every month or so. As a matter of fact, I think the last video I made was over a month ago. And let's go ahead and talk about the things that have changed. So we are at, I should say, Planet Master version 1933 is the current version. A couple of things have been altered in the game for the benefit of us players. In the background there, the lovely Mercury and Mars hugging it out. I think that's going to be the new title picture for the game in the upcoming months. And you'll notice the very lovely and always super thick Jupiter on the right-hand side. Look at her. She's doing her thing. It's okay, girl. You go ahead and get that extra serving of chicken. We won't judge. She is in her live 2D format. Now, for those of you who do not know, Miss, the developer, was actually working on a live 2D version of this game, meaning that all the characters were going to have live 2D representations. But, of course, either due to time or funding or a combination of both, we currently have kind of like the static animation system in the game that we have right now that you see with Signy, who is talking our head off in the background right there. But I think that maybe in the distant future, maybe version 2.0, maybe version 3.0 is probably more realistic of Planet Master. We're probably going to see the transition of all of our characters over to live 2D, and they're going to look like lovely Jupiter right there with much more detailed interaction and stuff like that. So something to look forward to. I actually pulled that video off of the Korean Planet Master App Store. He posted that video over a year ago, and I think he said that he's working on something like that. And that is that, all right? Well, anyway, that's not here or there. You are here to watch more Planet Master content. I'm here to give it to you. Let's go ahead and overview what I will be doing in this video. So this is Advanced Endgame. I am going to assume that first and foremost, you already watched my other 2 videos on Planet Master, and also you consider yourself an advanced Planet Master person. So much, in fact, that I'm not going to insult your intelligence. I'm going to speak very quickly, and I'm going to refer to concepts that I already think you know. All right, because once again, you are the master of Planet Master. Does that make sense? You probably have a Planet Master jersey. You're planning to go to ESL/MLG. Is MLG even still around? Anyway, you are a professional Planet Master gamer. You are a pro gamer. You're drinking Mountain Dew. You're eating the Doritos. I don't need to explain to you guys all the concepts I'm about to go over. All right. But I want to go ahead and guide some of you out there that may be a little bit lost, and maybe you're kind of curious what's next. Because in the other 2 videos, I talked about upgrading your cube girls. At this point in time, let's go ahead and get rolling here. I'm going to go ahead and click on the girls right here. I am going to assume that your cube girls are at a minimum level 15 for each and every single one of them. If they're more than that, more power to you. You are a much better player than I am. However, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and assume that all of them are at least level 15 by this point in time, if you consider yourself advanced in the game. Okay, so as you can see, all of my girls are level 15 or higher, and I am chipping away at them. I also am going to go ahead and assume, Signy, let's go and get you out of the way, girl, that you're currently at the very last planet. You're at Shadar, and you're currently at the next wall in the game. It's not really a wall per se, but you can imagine the resources required to get her past level 200, or level 3, I should say. it gets kind of ridiculous. You see that 930.6 Q. Some of you out there may even see an R, depending if you haven't leveled your cube girls yet. So that can be quite discouraging, all right? But you also may be wondering, is that it to the game? Well, I'm here to tell you guys no. So the first order of business, if you haven't done so already, let me go and get my ID blocker up. There we go. Nice and lovely. Let me go and click on my challenges right here, and hopefully it's going to load. It's not going to crash on me. Please do not crash on me. Oh, no. Come on. Let's work it out. You can do it. You can do it, Google Play Games. Well, anyway, you guys should be working on your achievements, okay? The vast majority of the The vast majority of achievements in the game are pretty much raising the affinity of the girls, okay? Now, there are other achievements that involve clicking, that involve doing certain things like unlocking planets, etc., stuff like that, or getting girls up to a certain level. But most of them are pretty much just getting the girls up to max affinity, okay? And it's actually not that hard to do. All you really need to do is choose a girl and let her idle while the game is on, all right? Now, remember, the game has to be on. It has to be front and center. You can't have it running in the background. If you have one of those really powerful phones or those fancy phones that can do multi-windows, I think if you multi-window the game, it should still consider it active. Either way, however you achieve it, you have to have the game running and you have to let it sit idle, so that way the girl's idleness meter, there we go, the achievements finally popped up, will go ahead and increase. Now, you can see right here on my screen, I am currently level 91 of 102 in my achievements, and I think I have 4 girls left to max affinity, or is that 3? It's either 3 or 4, but anyway, there are only going to be 7 achievements that I have to find out what they are, and when I do find out what they are, I will then go ahead and finish off all of my achievements. Achievements are very easy to do. They don't really cost you that much effort and time. Like I said, you just let the game run idle, plug your phone into a charger, and then just let it run, and then you'll get your 20 cubes for each girl, okay? And if I do find out what the other 7 achievements are, I'll let you guys know in the YouTube comments. But that is one of the other things that you should be doing near the end of the game. There should be no reason why half of your achievements aren't done. That's just free cubes waiting for you guys to go pick up, okay? So let's go ahead and go back here. I almost unclicked the ID blocker, which would have made me sad to restart the video. Alright, let's go and get that ID blocker out of the way, and hopefully I don't have to use it anymore. So that is the first thing that you guys should be doing. Now, the next concept is something that I think people may be not really privy to. What I'm trying to get at is that maybe some folks out there are not doing it because they think in their mind they're wasting resources. And what this is mothership grinding, okay? So if you're at the end of the game, what you really should be doing is getting your mothership as high as you possibly can for the very, very valuable resource of Pola coins, okay? Now, there was a recent reset, a 2-week reset before I made this video. I think it was on July 2nd. Right now it's July 5th. It was on a Sunday. Maybe, yeah, I think it was July 2nd or something like that. But in any case, the game reset, so as you can see, my battleship's back at level 1, my mothership's back at level 15. Before the reset happened, I think my battleship was, I don't remember, 70 or something like that, and then my mothership was 70, and my battleship was like almost the same level. But what I'm trying to get at is that you really need to start grinding this stuff if you haven't done so, okay? If your mothership and battleship levels are in the 30s or 40s before the 2-week reset happens, you're not grinding hard enough, okay? And what I mean is that Myst, the developer, already implemented a system where you guys can go ahead and grind the mothership an unlimited amount of times, literally from the get-go. You can literally start the game at level 1 with no resources, and you can start grinding the mothership, okay? The reason being is because as of right now, you see that there are 10 coins as a reward for destroying the mothership, right? So if I go ahead and go over to the store, you see right in front of me, it costs 7 coins to buy 10 cubes. Why is this significant? Well, if we go back down to the portal, the Quasar gate, it costs 10 cubes, as you can see right there, to go ahead and resummon the mothership immediately, okay? Otherwise, you have to wait 3 hours to do so. So if you spend the 7 coins to buy the 10 cubes to go ahead and summon the mothership to go ahead and kill it again, you have a net profit of 3 coins, okay? Now, I know some folks out there might be min-maxing and saying like, oh man, but I spent 7 coins just to get 10 cubes when I could have waited 3 hours. Realistically speaking, in a day, you're going to have other obligations, right? You have family, you have friends. I hope you have family and friends. If not, you need to go call somebody. You have family, you have friends, you have other obligations, you have other video games to play, you have a pet dog or cat or a lizard or iguana, I don't care. The point being is that you're not going to be able to hit the mothership every 3 hours. It's just not a realistic expectation. I would assume for most people, even if they grind really hard in this game, you're probably going to hit the mothership probably 3 or 4 times in a 24-hour period. That is more realistic, okay? And if that's all you do in a 2-week span, if you add, you do the math, let's say 7 times 4, right? You get 28 mothership levels per week. You're probably going to have 56 levels by the time reset happens, which isn't a bad thing, okay? That's what you should be doing. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but you can actually do more, believe it or not, and that is because the reward for motherships actually goes up as your level increases, and I think it starts at level 30 or even 20. I forgot. I really should pay attention to this, but I'm doing this video early in the morning. I apologize. But I remember when I was fighting motherships before the reset happened, I was getting 14 or 16 coins per mothership kill. And you have to understand that when you resummon the mothership, you're actually not spending more cubes. Does that make sense? It's always going to cost 10 cubes for you to resummon the mothership. So you will eventually get to a point where summoning the mothership by brute forcing it, in other words, spending cubes to resummon it and killing it, you're going to start getting more coins at a rate where it just benefits you. Okay, instead of waiting around every 3 hours and getting the full value of it, and you're thinking that you're very smart and like, haha, I cheated the system because I waited 3 hours, I'm just very diligent. I mean, technically, yes, you are, but at the same time, it's just not really reasonable. You can actually just kind of sit there, grind it out on your own free time, right? You can do this whenever you want to, and you're still going to make a coin profit. And remember, it resets every 2 weeks, so there's no reason for you to be shy about getting your mothership as high as possible, especially if you can force it using cubes, okay? So what you guys should be doing with the cubes that you're getting from from battleships, not motherships, is that you should be upgrading your cube girls for the remaining levels, okay? So I'm just gonna let you guys know right now that I have not spent a single coin to convert to cube because I'm saving them for a much more important upgrade. But all the cubes that I'm getting from battleships, I've been using to go ahead and top off and finishing off these girls right here. As you can see, I'm eligible for upgrade for Pistol Star. But that's what I've been doing, okay? So keep that mindset, because the next thing that I'm going to talk about that a lot of people probably haven't touched, especially if they just recently got to Endgame, is this right here, Satellite Girls, okay? Satellite Girls are a very, very late and endgame mechanic because, as you can see, they cost 125 coins to summon 6 of them, okay? Don't even bother summoning 1. That's just a waste of coins. I'm not even going to address that, okay? I clicked on it by accident once. That's where you can see I have a community count of 1. But Satellite Girls are something that you should be focusing on because they are the end game. And Satellite Girls, believe it or not, if they're 3-star or better, they actually give you such significant bonuses that they either are equal to, if not better than, the upgrades that the Cube Girls give you, okay? And these are from Little Satellite Girls. So let's go ahead and show you. Maybe I can go ahead and show a 3-star or 4-star Satellite Girl. I can go ahead and find one. That one is a 4-star. Yeah, a 4-star. What she does is give 1.87% mining time. That's the same thing as a Cube Girl equivalent. This is a 4-star Satellite Girl. She gives 3 damage per touch. That's like a free 2 upgrades. And there's even more of them that have a more significant effect. But the point that I'm trying to get across is that Satellite Girls are the end game. That's what you guys should be doing. You should be summoning as many Satellite Girls as you can using 125 Polar coins, okay? Because they give you such significant bonuses. And like I said, you're already pretty much at a point where the Cube Girls are starting to diminish their return on investment. In other words, you're going to be dumping a lot of cubes into the girls, and they're not really going to give you that much benefit for the amount of cubes that you're dumping in. Whereas if you spent the Polar coins, instead of converting them to cubes, you can summon Satellite Girls, which you probably A, don't have, and B, they give you significant bonuses anyway, okay? So that's what you should be grinding for. Kill your motherships, kill your battleships, use the battleships to finish off your Cube Girls, use the coins from the motherships to summon Satellite Girls and get started on there, okay? Don't be afraid to kill the motherships as much as possible. Remember, it resets every 2 weeks, and Realistically speaking, if you can go ahead and do it the traditional way by waiting every 3 hours and killing a mothership, free to do so, and then get your dailies in, of course. But don't be afraid to grind, guys, because as you increase your mothership level, that reward increases, and then you're going to get to a point where you're making like a 9 coin profit every time you kill the mothership, even after summoning it. And at that point in time, it's just really up to your own willpower how much you want to grind, okay? And believe me, you're going to get addicted to it, because you're going to start seeing your coins jump up to like 200, 300, and you haven't spent a single dime in the game. You haven't made an in-game purchase, I should say, and all you've done is just play the mechanics as it should be played. All right, so there is that. The next thing we're going to go and talk about, and I'm kind of embarrassed to do this, but I need to address it, is skill point efficiency. So I actually made a Excel sheet. Let's go and get it up on screen. There we go. Isn't that a cute Excel sheet? And this is going to talk about skill efficiency, okay? So before I do that, let's go ahead and open up the skill sheet. All right, so what this little thing that you see in front of us right now is an efficiency sheet that I made to show you why it's better to stack upgrade points on one specific skill than spreading them out thin, okay? So the two important things that you need to pay attention to are the yellow and the red box on the right-hand side under the Mist logo. You'll see upgrade points spent, as well as efficiency rating. How is the efficiency rating calculated? You notice that I have in the center middle, upper middle, I should say, it says class of upgrade, efficiency rating, and as well as its multiplier, okay? So for a tier 1 upgrade, you get 1 multiplier, all right? A tier 2 upgrade, you get a double multiplier, and a tier 3 upgrade, you get a triple multiplier. How does this work out? Let me go ahead and close this to show you what I'm talking about. All right. So in the first tree, which is the firepower tree, this is a tier 1 upgrade. Let's go and click it open. You notice it says warp cannon damage increase is 20%, right? Now, if you go to the next tier, tier 2, you notice it says warp cannon damage increase is 40%. That's double as effective as tier 1, which is 20. And if you click on tier 3, warp cannon damage increase is 60%. That's 3 times as effective as the tier 1 upgrade. I went through all the other upgrades, I checked the numbers, and this was in a previous playthrough before I reset, of course. And then they all exhibited the same degree of increase, meaning that tier 1 is always 1, tier 2 is always twice as strong as tier 1, and tier 3 is always 3 times as strong as tier 1. So that's true for all of these upgrades, okay? So that's me explaining that mechanic. So let's go on back to the Excel sheet and show you guys why this is important, okay? So let's go ahead and use the example of 30 upgrade points, okay? You only have 30 points to upgrade, right? Upgrade meaning every time you hit that gas button to upgrade, that's considered an upgrade point, right? So for whatever reason, you decided to evenly spread out your points, okay? You'll notice on the screen right there, the upgrade points is 30. That's in the yellow box. And you notice the efficiency rating is 30. Why is that so? All of the points are in tier 1. All of them have a ×1 multiplier. In other words, there's only multiplied by 1. Thus, their final rating is 30 points, okay? This isn't an efficient use of your upgrade points because remember, you're only getting tier 1 bonuses for the points that you spent, okay? Now, let's take those same 30 points and stack them into one tree only. Let's all stack them into firepower. So if you look at the yellow box, it's same thing. Upgrade points are only 30. I haven't spent any more points, but my efficiency rating has skyrocketed. Why is that so? Once again, I spent 10 points in tier 1, 10 points in tier 2, 10 points in tier 3. You notice that the rating has jumped up in tier 2 and tier 3. I got extra efficiency rating from upgrading in one skill only, okay? You have to remember that because the game is done this way, it's always better for you to focus on one skill first and then move on to another skill and then max it out. It is not good for you to go ahead and spread your points thin, okay? Now, even if we balance the points out a little bit more, let's say we put 5 here, 10 here, and 5 here, which is still 30 points. You see my efficiency rating drops down to 40 instead of 60, okay? I mean, that's still better than spreading out my points across all of the skills, but it's still not as efficient as if I decided to stack all of my upgrades on one skill, okay? So that is how the efficiency thing works. So why is this important? Why is this even relevant, you may be asking? Well, this goes on to my next subject, which is weapons. Now, in my previous video, the FAQ video, I actually told you guys that I was thinking about making a weapon video and showing you how all the weapons work, their mechanics, and which one I personally like and recommend. Unfortunately, after playing this game for another month and odd week, I found out that the weapon systems in this game, due to the skill mechanic, due to the way that skills are handled in this game, they're not really efficient. And we're not at a point, for most of us anyway, most of us playing this game, where we have that many upgrade points to spend. It really kind of boils down to the weapons not being efficient. So much, in fact, that I kind of personally feel that they're all gimped to a point where they're not even worth your time. You're better stacking off upgrades and then just go ahead and using the default warp cannon. So let's go ahead and close the Excel sheet. I actually think you're better off doing something like this. Whatever you decide to do, you're better stacking off one skill or two skills and then trying to max them out as soon as possible, and then just using your default gun. And let me go ahead and explain why. Okay. These things, these weapons, go and click on it, come on. They require 15 points in one perspective skill for you to just even have the ability to unlock them. So what that means is if I go back to the Excel sheet, they require you to do something that I just shown you right here. Okay, so they already naturally lower your efficiency rating because they need you to spread two skills with at least 15 upgrade points apiece just to be able to unlock the weapon. Now, to add insult to injury, in order for you to unlock the weapon and then max the weapon out along with its abilities and its bonus modifier, that costs you an additional 11 upgrade points, which you cannot use to upgrade the base skills. Okay, that's just used to upgrade the weapon. All right. And then when you kind of figured it out in your head, what does this all boil down to? Well, that means that, for example, for the charge system, right, in order for me to unlock it and just use it as it's intended, meaning 5 points in the gun, 5 points in its ability, and then 1 point in its bonus ability, that's 11 points that I had to spend just to unlock the weapon. And for the charge gun and the rapid gun specifically, you have to sit there and ask yourself, do these things do anything better than the default gun? And the unfortunate answer is no, because if you're looking at the last final skill, like for the charge, for example, 30% extra damage on a max charge, or if you're looking at the ammo one and it says a bonus shot every 5 shots, right? Statistically and theoretically speaking, because you have a 20% chance of not shooting something. So out of 5 shots, one of those should be theoretically free. Of course, that's not how statistic works, but that's the theory, right? You're thinking to yourself, oh, if I unlock these weapons, I have access to these cool abilities and I have access to that bonus, right? Well, the thing is, in this game, tapping really fast on the screen, like that, like I'm doing right now, is pretty much the same outcome as the charge and the rapid system. They don't really do anything else other than, like I said, give you a 30% damage increase at max charge that costs you 11 points to get there, or the rapid system, which is literally just clicking fast for you, and then you may get an additional shot off for free. But remember, it cost you 11 upgrade points just to get to that point, rather as you could have just dumped them into the main upgrades here and got a lot better return on investment. Okay. Now, things get a little bit cloudier on the disruption system, as well as the cluster system, which is basically the shotgun and the AoE one, what I call the poison bomb type gun, because these AoE and they pierce. And what that means is that they hit multiple enemies with one shot, and also they're able to hit stacks of enemy versus the default warp cannon. If there's a stack of enemies, you have to click on every one of them individually, and that costs more ammunition. Now, what I derive from playing this many times and resetting many times is that the AoE effect is nice, but ultimately it doesn't really help you that much in a mothership or battleship battle. Okay, in a mothership battle, you're pretty much fighting one target, and yes, some motherships do have multiple parts, but when it comes to like 60% health, you're then left with fighting a single target. Okay, just the remaining point on a mothership. And the same thing applies to battleships as well. I think most of them, when they go down to 50% and you break off all of their parts, you just have this one big blob that you have to fight as a single target. And these two guns right here, especially the cluster system, they don't really help you much with single target. Okay, their benefit is being able to hit multiple targets. And the disruption system especially is guilty of this crime of not being efficient, because it spends 4 ammo per 1 shot. And if you happen to misclick or something like that, it's really painful. And you may be thinking to yourself, how can you miss? Well, there's a battleship called Aitsu, which pretty much ruins your day, okay? This girl craps in your lunch so much later on when you get up to the upper levels. When you're fighting battleships in like level 80 plus, this girl just gives you a headache. I absolutely hate this battleship, okay? It's like the bane of my existence when you get up to upper levels, because not only is it fast, it's annoying to chase down, but even if you have a weapon system unlocked, it's just annoying to deal with overall. Okay, you just have to deal with it as it comes. And the thing that I want to tell you guys is, as you get your motherships increased, the transport ships that you happen to see on screen that randomly show up, they give you significantly more amount of ammo. So much, in fact, that you're going to be killing one of them and they drop like 35 or 40 ammo. And I know a lot of you guys out there aren't even going to have the capacity to hold the ammunition. Even if you like maxed out ammo, I think you're going to be at like 120 or 130 ammunition. So with all of that said and done, what is the point of getting free ammunition, for example, for the rapid shot, right? Who cares? It's like you're going to be maxed out on ammo with 1 or 2 transport hits anyway. You would have been better off upgrading your base skills and making your default warp cannon gun better. All right. So for me to wrap this up, because I don't want to get too long on it, because I felt like I've already talked a lot. The weapons currently in the game really need some love. I feel that hopefully Mist can look them over and balance them out, because the current way the skill system works, it's just so much more efficient to go ahead and stack your upgrade points in one tree rather than spreading them out like this. It's just so much better to do something like this, right? Just focus on 1 or 2 trees and then have your efficiency rating skyrocket, rather than, you know, spreading your points across multiple things and really just not getting that benefit. Okay, and remember that this thing is exasperated when you're using a weapon with it too, because you had to spend 11 points just to unlock the weapon and get all that stuff out. So you literally burned 11 points just to unlock the gun with all of its abilities and use it the way it should. All right. Whew. All right, so that was quite a mouthful. Hopefully that helped you guys out. Make sure to stack your upgrades, and like I said, I think in the current meta of the game, the default gun with stacked upgrades is the best. I personally like firepower and reload. Firepower and ammunition is not a bad choice either. Reload and ammunition is kind of weird. You can kind of go that route. That's actually not too bad, but then your critical hits are kind of in garbage. I wouldn't currently upgrade critical hit, which I believe is called improve, I should say, cohesion. All right, but that's just me. So that is that. All right, so I went over what I needed to go over, and I believe that is it, guys. So I want to go ahead and close out this video by saying a lot of love to Mist, because he sent me, I could go ahead and get it up on camera here without screwing up. So he sent me a Jupiter towel in the last video. Look what he sent me in the mail this time. Hey, that looks familiar. Who's this girl? Yeah, she's looking good. That is Black Hole. He sent me another towel. Thank you so much, Mist. Really appreciate it. Appreciate all the love. I've been talking to him a lot over email, and I've actually been trying to suggest some things to him as well, but of course there is a language barrier. He is Korean. That being said, I actually hope that the change to weapons, where we were able to destroy shipwrecks with all the weapon types now, was from me, because I actually did mention that in the email. So a little pat myself on the back. I hope that was me. Anyway, I'm getting winded here, guys. So I hope you guys found this video useful. Please, if you have a question, any question at all, even it doesn't have to do with mechanics of the game, it just has something to do with Planet Master, feel free to ask them in the YouTube comments. I read every single one of them. I set up YouTube to go ahead and notify me whenever a comment is posted. That's why you guys might see that warning that says the moderator or something like that needs to review the comment before he puts it up there. That's not me trying to censor everyone, okay? That's just me making sure YouTube notifies me correctly, because if I let it go freely, YouTube is not going to spam my email inbox, because like everyone's posting comments, and then I won't be able to respond because I didn't even know a comment was posted. But just let me know if you guys have something that you need clarified. I will try my best to go and answer that question, because like I said, I've been playing this game for a long time now, and I will continue to play this game for as much as it needs to. And hopefully version 2 and version 3 will go ahead and bring some significant changes, some balances to the weapon, and maybe some more lovely 2D that you see on the right hand side right there of our Jupiter and all of our girls that we like in the game. Okay, so that is it. Feel free to follow me on my website, boxinacorner.net. I also do play other games. My wife also does play other games. She actually streams quite a bit. Check out that website. I've linked it in the description. And of course, please visit the official Facebook of the game if you haven't done so already. The developer is a sweetheart. He's really responsive. Send him some love, send him some nice comments, like his posts, and that way he will have encouragement to go ahead and continue developing this game, and you won't abandon it like the other 8 million games on the Android store that are now left rotting because the community did not support the developer enough. And that is all I have to say. So thanks for watching, guys. As always, I will see you in the next video. I don't know when that's going to be for Planet Master. More than likely, the next video is going to be on another game unrelated to Planet Master. But I think I will go ahead and do another one when version 2 comes out, okay? Or unless Mist decides to do a significant upgrade in another patch, but I doubt that. So when the next video will come out for me, it will be version 2, okay? But don't think I'm not playing. Leave those comments. I will answer anything that you guys happen to ask. All right, see ya. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.